Wait, what if I told you you can turn a single image into a fully animated 3D character in just a few minutes? No complex modeling, no manual rigging, no animation headaches. Sounds fake, right? But it's not. In this video, we are using Vita3D AI to generate a 3D model, texture it, rig it, and even create a custom animation just from an image. And then we will take it inside Blender and turn it into a complete cinematic scene. This is one of the easiest and honestly craziest workflow I have tested. So let's get started. First, open any browser and search for Vita3D. Then scroll down a little until you find this pop-up option. Click on it to open and quickly sign up or log in using your email ID. You will get 100 points to use it in the free version. So it will be easy to follow this tutorial. Now, after login, you will see this super simple 3D workflow of Vita3D. We are going to use Vita3D to generate texture and animate our models just with a few clicks. Now, for the first process, you will see that we have two options here, Image to 3D and Scribble to 3D. Once you have doodled your model or object, describe your imagination in words. For example, this cute dinosaur with a text prompt, and also vase doodle with a text prompt. If you click on generate, you will have this model ready. Next, move to the viewport. Here, if you left click and drag, you can orbit around the object. With right click, you can move within the viewport. And if you scroll the mouse wheel, you can zoom in and zoom out. Now back to 3D. As you can see, there are few examples or photo tips that explains what type of photo we can use to generate our models. Like a clean simple background, a single complete subject, or a person with a full body and front facing view, and where the subject fills most of the frame. Then we have the texturing process, rigging and animation. In this section, we have a bunch of basic motion packs. We also have mocap, where we can capture or download a video from which we want to extract motion and simply drag it here. They also provide a surfast video downloader, which is really awesome. You can download high quality videos from anywhere on the internet for free using this tool. Once you drag the video here, it will analyze and capture the motion from video and convert it into animation. But make sure you use a single shot capture sequence where the full body motion is clearly visible. Next, we have the Asset tab where all our previous generated models are stored. I have personally tried and experimented a lot pushing the boundaries of Vita3D. Obviously, it's not perfect yet, it definitely gets the job done. It's super simple to use and you can get enough credit for a month to create some really interesting models and animation. Then in the Task tab, you can see all the ongoing generation processes. Anyway, that's enough for the overview. Now, without wasting any time, let's get started. Back to our first tab, Modeling. I'm going to use an image to generate our 3D character model. For that, I had previously created my own character design named Abhi, which is in 2D. I used ChatGPT to generate this turnaround image showing the side and back view. Next, using the Google Gemini, I converted this 2D character into a 3D style version, and honestly, I feel like it looks really good. So simply drag and drop this image into the select an image area. I will keep the face count set to default and then click on generate. Once you press generate, it will take a few seconds to process. After that, you will see a pop-up saying task submitted, view in task. Now go to the task tab and you will see that the Abhi 3D model has started generating. Wait for about 1 to 2 minutes and once it's done, it will deduct 10 points and prepare your model. Then click on load to bring your character into the viewport. And yes, as you can see, this is the output we get from a single image reference. The model is almost perfect and quite close to our original image. The face or head is not exactly the same, but it's definitely not bad either. Now move to Texture tab, then drag and drop the same image into the select an image option like this. You can rename it if you want. I will type Abhi 3D character. Then we have these two options enabled, remove background, which is fine, and the remesh option. Remesh adjusts the model's face count for fast processing and a smaller file size, which is ideal for non-high fidelity scenarios. So for this case, I will disable the remesh option and click on generate. Again, wait for a few seconds and keep an eye on the task tab. You can see that our texturing process has started. This time we will have to wait around 4 to 5 minutes. Yup, you noticed right. Generating texture takes more time than generating the model. So have some patience and wait for the result. Once it's done, click on load again to bring the texture version of the model into the viewport. And after it loads, as you can see, the texturing process did take more time than model generation, but the result is still not perfect. This is what we get for the texturing. Everything else looks good except the face of the character, especially around the eyes and mouth. Anyway, let's move to the next tab, which is rigging, or we can say auto rigging. Here we have two options for rigging. The first one is humanoid, which means the skeleton mimics human anatomy, supporting full body and hand bones for realistic animation. So we will select humanoid and click on auto rig to generate a rigged version of our model. It will again take a few minutes to process. Once it's done, click on load to bring the model into the viewport. And here it is. This is the texture map generated for the model, and this is the armature skeleton rig. We also have a few basic motion 3D animations. You can click any one of them, and this is how our character comes to life. But I don't want to use this basic animation. I want to generate my own animation and apply it to our character. So for that, move to the animation tab. Here you can type any prompt and tell Vita3D AI to generate an animation. And honestly, this is my favorite feature of the Vita3D. Just type whatever you want the character to do. I will type a person stands up, walks slowly, then starts running and then stops. Now click on generate. It will take a few minutes to create the animation. Once it's done, click on load. And once it's loaded into the viewport, wow, it's actually a lot better than expected. I randomly type that animation prompt, but if you give more detailed and precise commands, it will generate even better animation for you. Damn. This is really an incredible feature, definitely one of my favorite. Now from here, you can either click on render a video or download the model and animation. Just click on download model and animation, wait a few seconds and your zip file will be ready to download. Next, I will try another image. This time I will use the stylized house image, select it and click on open. Once you have placed your image, click on generate. After that, open the task tab and you will see the model generation process ongoing. It took me around 2 minutes to generate this house model and honestly it looks really good. Now move to texture tab and drag and drop the same house image here. Then right click and generate again. Once it's done, load the texture model into your viewport. And I feel that in the case of characters, the texturing is not quite there yet, especially around the face area. But for this house, the texturing is quite decent, still not perfect but definitely much better than before. Now click on Vita3D to go back to home page. Then move to pricing section and choose Vita3D. Here you can see the monthly plans. Once you logged in, you will get access to the free plan, which is enough for generating a few models in a month. If you want more usage, you can upgrade to the basic plan, which is reasonably priced and good enough for a regular workflow. I'm currently using the basic plan. And if you want, you can also go for the pro version. Anyways, let's get back to our workflow. Once you have downloaded both the character and house model, go to the download folder, locate the file and extract them to your desired location. After everything is set, open Blender, then press Shift A, go to Mesh and add a plane. Move to edit mode and scale the plane around 20 meters. Then go back to object mode. Now go to the file, click on import and since our file format is .glb, select that option, locate your folder, choose the file name texture.glb and click on import. And just like that, our stylized house 3D model is imported into the viewport. Now select the model and press G+Z to move it slightly upward so it sits properly on the ground. Now enable the render view mode, then go to the Blender HDRI search bar and search for sky. Filter by free first. Then select the cloudy sky HDRI, choose the 1024 resolution and click on OK. Blender Kit will automatically set up environment lighting, something like this, as you can see in the viewport. Next, go to the file, click on import, choose the .glb file format, locate your file, then select the retarget.glb file and click on import. Once it is imported, simply adjust and position it properly in the scene, something similar to this. Next, go to render properties, expand the color management and adjust the view and look setting to control the contrast and overall tone of the scene. Then select the ground plane, go to the particle system tab and click on new to add a particle system. Change it from emitter to hair. Then expand the children section and set it to interpolated. Set the display amount to around 50 and reduce the hair length to achieve a grass-like appearance. If needed, you can increase the render amount to around 200 and display amount to around 150 for better density. Now select the ground plane and move to edit mode. Right click and choose subdivide. Then set the number of curves to 100. After that, right click again and subdivide one more time. Then press Shift J to enable X-ray view mode and press C to circle select. Select the faces or vertices around the house and also create a path selection like this. Once everything is selected, press Ctrl G and choose Assign to a new group. By doing this, Blender will automatically create a new vertex group and assign the selected vertices to it. Next, scroll down and expand the vertex group section. Select the vertex groups we just created, Then click on invert icon to scatter grass everywhere except the selected area. Then expand the roughness section and play around with this value until you achieve a stylized grass look or something close to it. Next, in our render view mode, select the ground plane and go to material tab. Click on new to add a new material, and for now, set the base color to anything. Then click on new again to add another material, change its base color to green for the grass, and rename this material to grass and rename the first material to ground. Next, go to particle system tab, expand the render section and assign the grass material. As you can see, we now have separate material for the ground and the grass. Next, I will increase the render amount to around 750 and the display amount to 500. Then go back to the material settings and adjust the base colors of the both grass and ground until you get a nice color combination, something similar to this. Now go to the Blender Kit Asset Search panel and search for low poly tree. Select any of these and place it somewhere in your scene. Then add a few more trees to properly populate the environment. You can also duplicate or generate another house and bring it into the scene, something like this. Next, I feel like ground looks a bit too flat. So select the ground, go to the shader editor panel, in our render view mode, then add a noise texture node. Place it here, then add a color ramp node and connect them like this to break the flat look. Then press Shift A, go to light and add a sunlight into the viewport. Set the strength to around 2 and adjust the color to a slightly warmer tone. You can also rotate the sun a bit and tweak the angle to control the lighting direction. Next, press Shift A, add a camera, then press Ctrl Alt 0 to align the camera to your current view. Adjust the framing to capture your desired composition. Now tweak the placement of the house and trees properly to compose the scene, so the frame doesn't look empty or unbalanced. Finally, in our render view mode to preview everything we have built so far. Now press Shift A, go to Mesh and add a plane. Then move to Edit mode and press S to scale the plane larger than the ground plane. After that, press E to extrude and cover the entire scene. Next, go back to Object mode and move this cube slightly upward over the ground plane. Next, go to the Object Properties, expand the viewport display and set the display type to bounce. Now, select this cube. I feel like it's a bit too large compared to the scene, so scale it down accordingly. Then go to the shader editor, switch to the material tab and click on new to add a new material. Replace the principal BSDF with the principal volume node and connect it from surface to volume. Now go back to default layout and set the density value to around 0.005. Play around with the anisotropy value as well. Then set the emission color to a slightly warmer tone and keep the emission strength to around 0.002. Now I've gone ahead and done some fine tuning. These are my final principal volume settings. Then move to the compositor editor panel and add these node setups. Adjust the values until you get your desired look. I have also added a simple zooming camera animation to enhance the final result. And just to make one thing clear, this scene was created mainly to show you the workflow and the kind of output you can expect from this process. The model you create from Vita3D is a great starting point, but it's not always perfect. After generating the model, you can definitely refine it further, like improving texturing, fixing minor issues, and adjusting the rigging using weight painting to get a more polished result. But for this video, I wanted to keep it real and show you the raw, genuine output without heavily modifying it, so you get a clear idea of what this tool can actually do out of the box. And that's it, you're done. Your full AI powered 3D scene is ready. From just a single image to a fully animated character to a complete environment inside Blender. Now imagine what else you can build with these techniques. Stylized characters, game ready assets, short films, even full cinematic sequences. The real power isn't just a tool, it's how you use it. Once you understand this workflow, you can literally turn ideas into 3D faster than ever before. If you follow along and made your own version, tag me on Instagram. I genuinely want to see what you guys create. And if you want to go deeper, I have saved this exact project file on my Gumroad page so you can explore all the settings, notes and tweaks we use in this video. Link in the video description. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video. Till then, follow Abhi for more.